Hi, I'm Chap Clark, and this is the Morning Moment. We're here together on Good Friday. Good Friday, as you know, the day that ultimately Jesus did pay the ultimate price on our behalf, not just suffering, obviously, but then dying on the cross on that day. Now we have been going through Mark chapter 14 and 15 in these morning moments, and we're right at the end of Mark chapter 15. If you have a Bible and like to open it up, or you'll see it on the screen. Our text is Mark chapter 15, verses 42 to 47. It was preparation day, that is the day before the Sabbath. So as evening approached, Joseph of Arimathea, a prominent member of the council, who was himself waiting for the kingdom of God, went boldly to Pilate and asked him for Jesus' body. Pilate was surprised to hear that he was already dead. Summoning the centurion, he asked him if Jesus had already died. When he learned that the centurion that it was so, he gave the body to Joseph. So Joseph brought some linen cloths, took down the body, wrapped it in the linen, and placed it in a tomb cut out of rock. Then he rolled a stone against the entrance to the tomb. Mary Magdalene was there, and Mary, the mother of Joseph, saw where he was laid. This is the word of the Lord. This is recorded here as the end of that Good Friday story, where there's disciples around. His original disciples, there were now 11 of them, they fled. But Peter was on the fringes, and John, the youngest, was more or less around as well. Jesus' mom and a few other women. And there were other disciples, a lot of other disciples, that whether they were there in the crowd or not, or out of fear, maybe away, but there was one, and this is all we know about him, a man named Joseph. And he did a great thing. He went to the Roman governor. He's probably the only one that thought, what do we do with Jesus' body? Could this be true, that he actually dies? So he goes and says, can I have the body? Can I take the body of Jesus? And Pilate finds out he is indeed dead, and he said yes. So Joseph took down the body. That's all it says. Gruesome. Imagine what that was like. And evidently the women, at least some of them, stayed. We don't know if the Apostle John or anybody else was there, but Joseph, who was a powerful guy on the leading council with the Pharisees, he was a follower of Jesus. And he took down his body, pulled out those nails, somehow wrapped him in linen and carried him to his own personal burial tomb. And it's carved inside the side of a hill. And he takes Jesus somehow in there and lays him down and covers his face and his body, then rolls the stone. That's all we know about him. He didn't come up again. What did Joseph feel? What did Joseph think? He had the respect for human dignity, and he obviously had the love of Jesus, that he wanted to take care of this body, even though his hopes and dreams were shattered like every other disciple's. The darkness of Friday, there's no question there had to be great sense of doubt and lostness and hopelessness. Friday afternoon, Friday night, all day Saturday night until Sunday morning when things began to change on Easter morning. But what was it like for Joseph? Even in the midst of the doubt, even in the midst of the fear, even in the midst of the wondering, what now? We threw our lot with him. He still loved Jesus. And the reason I want to just take a look at that one little idea is he didn't let his doubt stop him from going through the process of caring for the one he had followed and he had loved. A lot of us have doubts. I've been reading lately that even through the virus, so many people have kind of doubts about where is God, what does God want from us? And as we experience doubts in our lives, we can often think that, oh no, I'm not supposed to do that as a Christian. I'm not supposed to allow myself to feel a sense of darkness or despair. Because see, it's Friday for us still. At the very end of Matthew 28, verse 17, before Jesus ascends into heaven, he calls the disciples on a hill, and the 11 come, and all it says in verse 17 of Matthew 28 is, they worshiped him, ready? But some doubted. I'm sure just about all those disciples doubted what now? What's going to happen? We're not sure. We really followed him. We threw everything in there, and we believed him. But look what's happened. And I don't see an answer to this one. Maybe you have doubts in some ways about how God's going to work, or whether he's real, or does he care about you? Those doubts are real, and they're not bad to feel the doubts. It's okay. But like the disciples on the hill, and like Joseph of Arimathea, and the women that were there that went all the way to the tomb, don't let your doubt keep you from continuing to care for, to hold, to trust Jesus Christ. When Thomas wasn't with them when Jesus rose from the dead, they said, we've seen the Lord. And he said, this is recorded in the book of John, he goes, unless I see the nails in his hands and touch where the spear went in, I'll never believe. And so Jesus appeared a week later, and he said to Thomas, hey, Thomas, I know you've been doubting for a week, but here are my hands. Here's my side. And old doubting Thomas, you know him, he still held on enough of a love for Jesus that he stayed with the other disciples when Jesus showed up. He didn't need to touch his side. He just got down on his knees before him. It's okay to wonder what's next. It's okay to doubt the power of God and the care of God. Whatever it is you feel, your honesty before him and with yourself is essential. But through it all, Jesus said to Thomas, don't let your doubt get in the way of trusting. You must not doubt, but trust. Because Joseph knew enough about Jesus that when he carried him to that tomb, somehow Jesus was going to continue to live because he promised to. That's what Good Friday is. That's why we kind of wallow in that. We allow ourselves to deal with and receive the darkness, knowing that Sunday is coming. And Jesus Christ will break through even the darkest of our doubts.